So I think everybody knows this, but Call by the Grave is currently at 1 in the TCG, and for a pretty good reason. Well, first of all, it can be argued that it got limited just to sell Crossout Designator, which kind of fulfills a similar role. The card basically acts as a DD Crow and a negate on any monster basically in your opponent's graveyard, which can be very nice against hand traps on your own turn. That means that if you have full combo and Call by the Grave, your opponent can't really rely on one single hand trap in order to stop you, unless it is a hand trap that doesn't discard itself to the graveyard or whatever as a cost, such as Nibiru, Gamma, and Kelbeck. This, of course, leads to a lot of frustration when people actually lose out to Call by the Grave because they only drew one hand trap and they really thought that it would be enough at least to stop the opponent from making an unfair, unbreakable board, but turns out the opponent drew the Saki one-of. And that's the reason why I think Call by the Grave is really problematic as a one-of, because you only have a 12.5% chance of drawing it if you go first with an opening 5 when it is limited, but if it is unlimited, you have, I believe, 33.76% chance to draw it. So if your opponent kind of loses out to Call by the Grave when it's a 3, he's not going to be too mad because, you know, the odds are kind of much higher. Whereas now it's like 1 chance out of 7. So if you keep losing your games to Call by the Grave only because you keep drawing just one hand trap, it always makes it kind of worse than if you drew 0 hand traps. And even though Call by the Grave shouldn't really be compared to Maxi, I do believe that in some regards, it could be said that Call by the Grave, just like Maxi, is the kind of card that is only kind of healthy when it is either banned or a 3. Again, if Call by the Grave is a 3, nobody really gets super frustrated when they get hit by Call by the Grave because it makes sense that the opponent drew it anyways. However, when Call by the Grave is banned, you can no longer really stop hand traps if you're not really playing super specific cards such as Crossout Designator, which forces you to play the other hand traps that you're trying to stop, which include Nibiru at least, and Gamma, which is something that, Call by the Grave cannot cover. I guess you can play triple Tactic Talons, but that doesn't really negate hand traps. It just punishes your opponent for hand trapping you. I guess you could argue that banning this card would kind of convince Konami, or at least push them to understand how problematic 12 to 15 main deck hand trap decks in, these kind of crazy formats really is, because really not fun when, again, you have to draw multiple hand traps if you want to have a chance going second. And if you're playing board-breaking cards instead, your opponent might just FTK you or hand loop you or whatever. So there's kind of just no real good kind of compromise here. Personally, though, I don't really care too much whether the card gets banned or goes back to 3 next ban list, but as long as it's one of the two, if not, then whatever. I mean, it's still just Call by the Grave. It's not like it was Maxi, for example. At 1, that would have been like the end of the world. Everybody would be super mad, but whatever. At the end of the day, it's your call if you think that Call by the Grave is problematic at 1 or if it's just kind of a necessary evil. So let me know your thoughts about the card in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.